Hey guys, today on What to Watch Before You Die, it's drunk driving, armed robbery, and a little manslaughter in Thelma and Louise.
Okay, then listen. Let's not get caught.
What are you talking about?
Let's keep going.
Directed by Ridley Scott, Thelma and Louise stars Susan Sarandon and Geena Davis as newly independent turned badass ladies doing what they want. The movie follows the duo's run from the law after murdering a would-be rapist. It was originally marketed in the first trailers as a run-of-the-mill buddy pick, but totally shocked audiences when it was released in 1991. Here's why you should watch it. The way the film even came to be is almost as crazy a trip as the title character's road trip. In 1988, when 30-year-old Callie Khouri wrote her first screenplay from a Santa Monica apartment, she said the last thing that she ever imagined was how big this movie would become. The plot was intended to be a low-budget indie. She said, quote, "Out of nowhere, I thought, 2 women go on a crime spree." That one sentence, I felt the character arcs, I saw the whole movie. Then she spent the next 6 months putting pen to paper, and then, with just a hop, skip, and a jump, Ridley Scott signed on. Nuts.
Well, wow. How'd you, what'd you say?
As for the movie itself, Thelma and Louise has been called one of the last great films about women. It buried its politics under the guise of 2 hot chicks road tripping, when in actuality, the movie hits on some pretty heavy points about the role of women in society. This movie probably wouldn't get made today. Yeah, we'll get female-heavy movies like Bridesmaids.
I'm ready to party!
Oh, yeah.
Thelma and Louise goes beyond the bonds of sisterhood to acknowledge that women can be concerned with things other than friendship, domesticity, or romance, or even a career. Thelma and Louise gets to the more existential life questions of morality and freedom. This is definitely a feminist film, coming out at a point when women's studies was changing to girls' studies, and we see the beginnings of a super trendy riot girl movement. Thelma and Louise was like taking punk rock and making it mainstream. Watch it with girl power in mind, and you'll see what I mean.
Here's the radio.
The police radio, Louise. Jesus Christ.
Got it.
Ridley Scott directed this. Even he said this film was not him. Originally slated to just produce, Ridley ended up directing the film because, as he said, quote, "I saw what was unique about it immediately. Women tended to get parts as somebody's girlfriend. This was about no one else but them. It had substance, it had a voice, and it had a great outcome which could never change. Their decision was courageous to carry on the journey and not give in."
What are you doing?
I'm not giving up.
When you put it that way, Thelma and Louise are basically the earthbound housewife versions of Ripley from Alien, right?
Get away from her, you bitch!
Ridley Scott's been in the news a lot the past few days for reports that he's got scripts in the works for both a Prometheus 2 and a Blade Runner 2. The announcements are getting some mixed reactions though. I mean, yeah, it makes sense to keep doing movies in your typical style. Obviously, Blade Runner was a huge success, and Prometheus 2 was a prequel to Alien? An alternative universe prequel? Some sort of loop? Who knows? But with films like Thelma and Louise, Gladiator, and even executive producing things like The Good Wife, it's clear that Ridley's capable of other genres. Not to say that we need a Thelma and Louise sequel. I mean, I guess if you interpreted this semi-ambiguous ending as a certain way, then maybe it would work? I don't know. Anyway, let me know if you think that filmmakers should stick to what they're good at, or is it important to experiment within your art form?
Are you not entertained?
What else? Oh yeah, what's his name? This guy. He made his first big screen appearance in Thelma and Louise.
Ladies, gentlemen, let's see who wins the prize for keeping their cool. Simon says, everybody down on the floor. Now, nobody loses their head, then nobody loses their head.
This summer, Susan Sarandon, now 67, and Geena Davis, now 58, had a Thelma and Louise reunion for Hollywood Reporter's list of Hollywood's 100 favorite films, and discussed how going into it, they saw it as a cowboy movie with women in a Thunderbird instead of boys on horses. Then they were shocked by how audiences were so threatened by it. With an Oscar win for Best Screenplay and nominations for both leading ladies, Best Director, Best Cinematography, and Best Editing, Thelma and Louise is definitely a must-watch movie before you die. Let me know what you think of it when you see it for the first time or revisit it with a new perspective.
Oh my God. It looks like the army.
Oh, that's for us.
Subscribe to CineFix for more What to Watch every Thursday. Follow me on Insta @MacWall and hashtag WhatToWatchBud to suggest more movies. Okay, this is how I drive away, right? They just like drive. This looks like driving, right?